works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead. I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head. I'm gonna make them manifest. And I'm dressed for success. I left, right, order my steps. Network, I ain't gotta do it by myself. Who you know, show me who you know. Better let them know we bout to blow. It's time to go, go, go. I'm attracting, no accidents, that's fate. Just go in and have a little faith. Faith without works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead. I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head. I'm gonna make them manifest. And I'm dressed for success. I left, right, order my steps. Network, I ain't gotta do it by myself. Who you know, show me who you know. Better let them know we bout to blow. It's time to go, go, go. Go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah. Go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah. I ain't trying to trade my time, yeah. Simply wanna show you what I'm worth, yeah. Daily I'ma stay on my grind, yeah. Have a little faith and go to work. Go to work. Yeah. Go to work. Go to work. Yeah. Okay. Now go nuts.
Hey there, I'm Trevor Houston, the creator of the Who You Know Summit, and I'd like to welcome you to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
On our program, we'd like to show you a job search like you've never seen.
Everything from getting noticed by employers, how to properly format your resume, and how to network effectively using LinkedIn to drive recruiters to your profile.
We even take suggestions from our amazing community.
So if you want to learn all things job search, go ahead and subscribe now.
Focus. It's all about the job search. So if you want to learn how to land that next success, you heard them. All you got to do is subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on a thing. Welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
Who you know?
Who you know makes all the difference in your job search.
Sure does.
Definitely does. Guys, get ready for some motivation, education, and inspiration with today's guests. We've got Chaz Wilson and Phillips in the house. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be here.
Man, we're excited. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, before we get into all that, though, let's go to the audience. Let's see who do we got with us. Who's checking in? We got Mike Mediterranean.
Ooh, Lena Stutz. I'm looking for Cheryl Stanton, but I don't see her. William William, I don't know how to spell your last name. I'm playing like Trevor right now.
I see Heather Keene. Hey, Heather. Annette Chody. Hey, Annette. And, we got Coco Luker as well. Hey, Coco.
Dean in the house. William, good to see you. Man, I just love this. Krista Kirshner in the house. We like to give shout-outs, and we also like to give away awards, all right? So for our top engager, we like to hook them up. Right? Mm-hmm. And actually, our top engager of the quarter is going to get a seat at the table. So we want you to actually come on the show because you're showing all your love to us. We want to show some love back. So make sure you get in the comments right now. Let us know if it's your first time, right? Put hashtag first time. I want to know where you're tuning in from. So rep your city, rep your hood. And if you're searching for a job, I want to know what it is you're searching for. So go ahead and get that in the comments. And while we're doing all this, let's give out some awards. So third place, who do we have?
Third place is, drum roll everybody, Philip Austin.
Philip
up there in Denton. Hey, Phil.
Yep, he came in at 9.
9, all right. From last episode, in second place, who do we have, Foster?
Second place is my lady, Joelle Fry.
Joelle, nice.
Joelle, hey, Joelle. Good to see you on the Job Father, too.
First place.
First place.
He's been crushing it like the past 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, yeah.
I think like he's gonna end up being on the show. I can already. I'm just speaking it out. All right. So first place, drum roll. Let's go. Paul Haggerty, my man. Paul
Hands up for Haggerty.
Paul Haggerty. He showed up on the last show with 43 comments, y'all. I'm just saying, he's like the new Meg Rose. he's like the new, like Meg Rose, the hype lady.
Yep.
He's the hype man.
Yep, hype man.
Love that. Paul, appreciate all the love and support, man. Thank you for showing up in the comments.
Absolutely.
Guys, we always like to bless the show with a prayer for the listeners. Foster, you got the prayer?
I got a good prayer, guys. I got a little quick message beforehand. Guys, listen. Jesus Christ has already died on the cross, so we don't have a transactional gospel. You can't think, well, if I do this, I'll be closer to God, and then I'll say a prayer, and he'll get me a job. Jesus already died on the cross for all of us, all of us, as they say in New York. So let's go to prayer. Father, we're coming to you with a better, deeper understanding of who we are and what you say. And we ask, and we're looking for that job. Let it be the right one. Guide us to the place that you want us to be in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Well, speaking of getting us to the job, you got a job you want to give a quick plug to, right?
Absolutely.
What's the opportunity?
Let me grab my job here, guys. Okay, Van's Kitchen, guys, is a wonderful story, and they're looking for a HR director, and this person needs to have HR directory type of years of experience. Let's see what that is. So you're going to be having 8 to 10 years HR experience, guys. In a few years in leadership position, manager, all that sort of thing. The contact person is Charles Allison, guys. He is the CEO of the company. He is Charles at vanskitchen.com. Y'all go check out the website, Van's Kitchen. That's what we're talking about. It's a neat story. It's a neat opportunity.
So you got a direct plug with the CEO for that?
We get for the COO.
COO. I'm still giving a mic drop for that.
Yeah, I reached out to the CEO today earlier on LinkedIn. We'll see if she connects with it.
So y'all, if y'all having a fit for that, I think we got somebody in the studio that might even have, maybe some of that qualification.
HR director.
There's somebody here today. He's behind the scenes. Y'all can't see him yet, but
not yet.
We'll get to him.
Yeah, we'll get to him. Yeah.
But that's awesome. Great deal. Well, we also want to celebrate some landings. We got a lot to be grateful for around here. We got a lot of people. Let's get our money guns ready.
Got to lock and load my money gun here.
Lock and load.
Yeah, I got a bunch of names, so I'm just going to rattle them off, and we'll celebrate all together. So here we go. David Gretzky. All right, congratulations. Vivian Frericks. Brian Brooks.
Yeah.
Terry Reed. Tom Monty. Brian Gottfried. Patrick Makarowicz.
Yes.
Meredith Richard. Gretchen Kramer. Joseph Daly. Lisa Coleman. And Judy Havelka.
Havelka.
Check the comments as well, because there are a bunch more names that I didn't even get onto this list. Or just wasn't
Judy, I'll see you Friday.
Be sure to connect with these people that we're rattling off. A lot of them are linked in the chat, in the comments. So connect with them, listen to how they got landed, and also ask if that company's hiring.
Boom, there you go.
Well,
so are you saying networking?
Network.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, networking, the definition of.
Chaz, you know something about that, don't you?
Just a little bit.
You know a little bit? All right, well, I'm excited to hear about that. So Chaz is actually the CEO of Master Networks. and we're going to hear from him in just a moment because I know he's got some tips for us around networking. I mean, you can't be the CEO of Master Networks.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's going to be good. We're gonna dig into that in just a moment. Guys, I've got the tip of the week, okay? So the tip of the week for this week is you need to earn the right to ask, okay? Earn your ask. And the way you're going to earn your ask is by giving, okay? Earn your ask by giving. And here's an example, okay? I'm going to give you a perfect example. So with this show, we've been doing this show now for 4 years.
4 years, 300 episodes.
300 episodes.
301's right now.
This is episode 301, okay? So we've given a lot, right? 4 years and 301 episodes, right? That's a lot of giving.
Yeah.
To serve the job seeker community, help get people back to their cash flow. That's what this is all about. We've had some guests like Grant and Elena Cardone, Frank the Legend Shamrock, Tim Story, Sharon Lecter, Amberly Lago was last week.
Chris Gronkowski,
Chaz Wilson, DeMar Phillips. Like, we've had some amazing episodes, right?
Yeah, we've met some neat people.
So here's my ask, all right? We've given a lot. Now it's time for my ask, all right? So my ask is y'all need to go check out the podcast, okay? We've spent a lot of time trying to create an amazing TV experience for you, the show, look at all the props. We got cash flow.
Yeah, we got money we're throwing around.
But we got a podcast too. And you need to go to the podcast and you need to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. That will help us, right?
Yeah.
And that'll help get this message to more and more people so we can serve more and more people. So you'll actually not just be helping us, but you're going to be helping the next generation of job seekers when you do this. So I'm going to ask everybody in the audience if you would subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Just give me an amen down there in the chat, and I'm going to give some shout outs here in just a minute. But I need to see who's with me. Who's with me? I see Paul Haggerty, of course. Paul Haggerty.
Of course, Paul's there.
I see Chris Robertson. Good to see you here with us. Paul says, "Holy smokes, 4301, right? 4 years, 301 episodes. Holy smokes, nice job. Love that." He also says the podcast is gold. Appreciate that. Joel says done and done.
Done and done.
That's what I'm
Joel
talking
Fry.
So, all right, I appreciate y'all. See, that's what it's all about. Give first, then ask. All right, you got to earn your ask. So that's my tip of the week, guys. We got to go to a real quick break, but don't go anywhere. I promise you, you're gonna want to hear from Chaz Wilson when we come back. We'll be right back.
If anyone is out there and you're a realtor or you are looking to get your real estate license, it's a very low cost entry, $300 to take your real estate course online. Inexpensive compared to like a college. EXP is $150 to join and it's like $84 a month. So relatively speaking, these are very inexpensive costs. If you are interested in that and you want to work with me as a realtor, I'd love to have you join my team, and you want to hear about the model, then go to join10xempire.com, and I do this opportunity call every Tuesday. Would love to answer your questions and tell you more about what I'm doing. If anyone out there is interested in working with me.
Everything that I have in my life of any significance is through a relationship. My 5 children, my significant other, my businesses, my partners, all of it through a relationship. And yet we spend most of our day going, what tactic or strategy or Facebook ad or what, those are important. But how many of us are going, what's the next relationship? Who could come into my life that could change everything? As you build connections with people, your businesses grow. Be more relational, not transactional.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
Who you know, who y'all know makes all the difference in your job search.
It definitely does. Well, let me tell you who I know. I know this guy. His name is Chaz Wilson. He's the CEO and a best-selling author. He brings 20 years of experience building impactful relationships through networking. Today, he's connected with several successful business owners, influencers, athletes, and celebrities through his company, Master Networks. And today, he can't wait to share with you you're only one relationship away from changing your future. Everybody, warm welcome for Chaz Wilson.
All right.
Happy to be with you.
Well, I'm excited you're here. So I got to be introduced to you through Video Marketing World. Shout out Scott Simpson and everybody over there. I've got a couple of comments about the conference and everything I experienced there that I'd like to just share with you, if you don't mind.
Please.
All right. So Scott invited me to MC the conference, and first thing I want to say is, number one, your team, some of these people behind the scenes who y'all aren't seeing right now, they're amazing.
Yes.
Your team is like
the best. They're amazing.
Like absolutely hands down. Like they were just so filled with joy.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times when I see that, it speaks to your leadership qualities. Like I really saw that from your team. They really wanted to do their best job to like make like the best experience for you. And I saw that. And like not from a position of like, oh, I'm the boss, and like people were like fearful, you know, like so, you know, there's a difference between a boss and a leader.
Yeah.
And I just saw leadership.
Oh, thank you.
And your team, they were just amazing. So shout out to all of y'all behind the scenes.
That's a good point, because there's a difference between obedience out of fear or obedience out of respect.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I felt. Like it was a respect thing, not like a fear thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I share with you where that really comes from?
Yeah.
For me? So years ago, I worked at a place, I mean, this is like my early 20s, and I was an independent contractor, right? But I had a license with this company to work with them. And what was fascinating is I wanted to do some things, and the manager was having this discussion with me, and he was really like pounding me on some of the things I wanted to think outside of the box, my entrepreneurial mindset. And I remember sitting there staring at him across the table, and I said, as he was like pushing back on some things, I said one question. I said, I just have a question. Do I work for you or do you work for me?
Ooh.
And he gave me the wrong answer, so I left. but the reality is this, is that I understand that I think most people from the outside think they work for me, and whether that always seems evident or not, I work for them.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, that's a big old mic drop right there.
Yeah, you got 3. Ring around the rosy for that
Ring
one.
around.
So, and I really saw that. So that's number one. Like I could see it was evident. Like all around me, your team was just amazing, and just the way that you carried yourself and the way that they were, like I could see it. So I just want to say that. Number 2, the other thing I saw was like you were hands down the most captivating speaker there. You had the entire audience like engaged. Like you were an amazing speaker.
Thank
so
you.
I really, really enjoyed that. And then number 3, you had a mic drop moment at the conference
I think I know
that
what's going on.
sticks with me. And so he said during the conference, he says, you don't need 1 million followers. Jesus only needed 12 to change the world. And boom, right?
Oh,
Right?
double mic
Like
drop.
he hit me with that. I was like, oh, snap. So anyways, that was my 3 big takeaways from the conference. And it was awesome being the MC there and getting to
you were
join you
great.
guys. And so I appreciate
Yeah,
the
do
experience.
you want to tell them about the audience about Video Marketing World? Because some people might not know.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
Video
you
Marketing
guys
World.
break it down, yeah.
What is Video Marketing
So
World?
Video Marketing World is a video conference. It's funny because it actually ties into networking. So I was at a Master Networks event, my company, and a gentleman sat right next to me. This was like 3 years ago. He sat right next to me, and when we were done, we introduced each other, and his name was Scott Simpson. And he invites me to this conference, Video Marketing World, and I went, and we started connecting, and we started talking. And then last year, in the midsummer, he reached out to me and said, hey, I want to expand and grow this company. And short version is he saw some of the same things you were talking about, and which I appreciate and am honored. And I recognize some things about Scott that I really admire. And he said, I'd love it if you'd consider partnering with me and coming in as a partner into video marketing world. So after a few months, a handful of conversations, we made that happen. So at Video Marketing World was sort of my introduction as a new partner and owner of Video Marketing World.
Yeah, it was, you guys did an amazing job. So that was actually my first time on a bigger stage, right? And so I got two questions for you. Number one, how'd I do?
I knew that.
I emceed it, and I was terrified. Okay, so number one, how'd I do? And number two, how can I improve?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot. Here's what I would say. Two things. One, you did great, especially first time. What people really don't understand is in an event, the MC really sets the tone, makes an event. So your energy was exciting. You had, just that energy. You drive that in an audience. Like I just spoke at an event last week, no MC, and some of my team was there, and they were like, "There's no MC at this event." The guy hosting the event was the MC, and I don't put him down for that. I'm just saying, like, that's a hard thing to do. We did that for 2 years. But here's the second thing I would say, more than just feedback. It's that find someone who has been or is where you want to be in that realm. And I actually have somebody that could, because I'm not an MC, so for me to give you feedback is just opinion of not valid opinion, like in the sense that, well, what I'm saying is go model somebody, and I have a guy we bring in, he's emceed for Tony Robbins.
Oh, wow.
And for some big names, and he is a master at that craft to the point that it looks like he just gets up there and wings it, and yet he has a framework every single time.
Well, that's why it seems like he's so polished, right? He's so good at it.
He's mastered
but
it.
he's mastered it. He's got that framework and that process.
Yeah.
So there just something that just happened. So he just said, I have a guy you need to go talk to. So you're telling him to network.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
You're telling him to network. So we all know networking is important, but why, in your words, is networking essential?
To me, I think when I look at, and by the way, I'm writing a book about this right now, and it's called Impact, Becoming a Person of Positive Influence. But in there, we broke down a model, and that is the mindset, skill set, and network is the success formula for making an impact. And as we looked at a lot of people, we understood that what's fascinating is a lot of people will say, yes, I understand mindset and attitude, and I understand skill set, but what they neglect is the network because they don't know how. And for me, I lack a lot of things. I'm not the most skilled. I am not that great in a lot of areas. But what I could make up and lack, what I make up in lack of a skill set, I can make it up with my network.
I love that.
There you go. Yeah, boom.
I love that.
That's mic drop right there.
You're 100% right.
We see it in our, so we're in the financial services industry, and there's two paths people kind of take when they're starting out in that business, right? And you probably know some folks who are in that industry too with Master Networks. You can become a networker, or you can become a product expert, right?
You
just know all the answers and all the ins and outs of products, but you could be the smartest person on that side and not have a network and have nobody to sell to.
Starve. You end up starving because you got it all up here, but no one to talk to.
If I could, there's another component to networking that people, I think, miss, and that is, you nailed one side of it, which is, so if you look at two sides of this coin, one is I need a network to either grow a business or when I'm looking for a new job, everyone kind of keeps that close to the vest. Maybe they got laid off, they don't want to tell anybody or whatever, right?
Why do you think that is, though? I want to dig into that. Why do they...
Pride?
Pride?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the reality is that...
Afraid of what people think?
Totally. I mean, I don't know all the reasons, but I just know that people do, right? They hold it close to the vest. But here's the thing to keep in mind. Somebody has already done all the hard work, meaning they've done all the heavy lifting to have an audience. You guys did 300 episodes. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I know what that takes. We've had a couple podcasts and shows, and we're in the hundreds of episodes. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Okay, but think about this, and I'll just use this as an example. You guys, by the way, I'm honored to be here, but you've done all the heavy lifting. You've done all the hard work to get an audience that's watching this right now. And yet now I get to be here and take advantage of that heavy lifting. The same as for a job seeker. Somebody's done all that heavy lifting. They have an audience, they have attention, they have people. Why would you hold that close to the vest and not tap into every person and say, hey, I'm looking, here's what I'm looking for.
Amen.
Right? And so what that does on the other side of the coin really quickly is that it also insulates you. And what I mean by that, especially like for people who are starting a business or who are growing in a job, you are more valuable to a company, or if you have your own business, as you get success, you need to insulate yourself with people, because it's happened to me already. As I grow, somebody say, you know, you in your business long enough, you may have a bad transaction or a bad experience or something, or somebody just resents your success, so they start bad-mouthing you. But now I've created such solid relationships that those people now, they're surrounding me, sort of walking around me, insulating me from those. Those things hardly even get to us or penetrate because I have this network that's insulating me.
Wow.
You said the key word, relationship. I'm always saying relationship. People roll their eyes in their hands, you know, when I'm saying this thing. But when you're in a network, how do you build those relationships? What are some of the things that Chaz would say to get started building those relationships?
Yeah, I'm gonna share with you and the audience a method. And if they use this method, it'll help them to connect with anyone. And it's the BOND method.
Bond. All right, like
Okay?
this.
It's an acronym because again, I'm not very smart.
Like James Bond?
Like James Bond.
All right, let's go.
We're not believing you that you're not smart.
No, it's just I mean, I was terrible in school. I always harassed my teachers. Why are we learning this? This doesn't make sense to me. Right?
You're
Like,
street smart. You're street smart.
I could
Whatever you call that.
I can tell you about selling hats in high school in this.
You're street smart, man.
I don't know.
We got a lot in common. We need to talk after
The
the show.
BOND method happened at a lunch that I was invited to that was like the worst lunch I'd ever been to. A guy invites me to it, and he takes me to Chipotle, and he's like, he's a banker. He's like, I need to network with you. And he talked about cars the whole time.
Awesome.
Yeah, for you. Right? But there I would pick up on that. But for me, I just wanted to get me to and where I'm going. That's it. I don't know cars at all. He's talking about Mustangs and muscle cars and all this stuff. And I'm like, how fast can I get out of this lunch? Like, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah,
And
I've
he
been
spilled
there.
hot sauce
Yeah.
all over me. That's separate. And then as we're leaving, he said those magic words. He said, we should do this again sometime. And I'm thinking, not on your life. Like, I'm frustrated. Biggest way to lose me is waste my time. So anyway, I realized that I had a skill of networking and connecting with people. I just had never codified it and broke it down. And that's the BOND method. So here's what it is. First, B, build on a common interest. You mentioned cars.
Commonality.
Okay? And I don't know if you guys realized when I got here, I was asking you just a couple things, just a little bit. I'm trying to figure out where, if I can connect with you. What I need to build on that common interest. And it's always through asking questions. O, occupation exploration. Tell me what you do. How'd you get started? Where'd you start? What led you to that career, that field, that business, whatever. N is needs discovery. Tell me what you need. More importantly, the best question, advanced question is, who do you need to connect with? Who could I connect you with? Right?
You know.
D, develop an opportunity. But see, the problem is in networking, why people are turned off is they think D for develop opportunity is the first step, right? You've been to those networking things where it's, hey, Trevor, do you have a referral for me? Who can, they're looking to close a deal on the first date, not going to work.
That was team referral, right?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, like, okay, go ahead. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's exactly
but that's
right.
where BOND comes in. And
you hit
here's the thing. If I had lunch with you or if I had 30 minutes, I would not talk about myself at all.
Right.
And that's the interesting thing is people come up and they want to be more interesting versus interested. If I can show that I'm interested in you, when you leave, you might even, and this happened a dozen times, people leave and they're like, I don't think I even asked him a question. And then they'll reschedule another one with me to learn about me. Think about it in a job interview, right? If you walk in and you're interested in the person interviewing you and you're asking questions back, show you're interested, show you're connected. Hey, how did you get started in this job? Why do you stay here? That throws them off a little bit.
Yeah.
But I promise you, connection over anything else will get you a job.
Man.
boom.
Okay, so I got to rattle through it real quick. BOND. So B was
High.
Build on a common interest.
Commonality, yep.
Occupation.
Occupation.
Meaning, tell me about what you do. And it's all about questions. N is needs discovery.
Needs
what do you need?
discovery.
What keeps you up at night? What's a threat you have? What's something you're looking for? D is develop an opportunity.
Love that.
I'm going to give, that's mic drop, but I'm going to give a mic drop to Cameron Toth as well because he had it in here.
I know.
You know Cameron? Okay.
Cameron, yes.
He had it in here before you even said them.
Yes.
All B-O-N-D.
So he knew it.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Cameron. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Cameron's in New York. Cameron is a Master Networks member. And, and
There you go.
Cameron's usually here with us. We love it.
Yeah, Cameron's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us about Master Networks, okay? Because I've been to some of these other networking, companies like BNI and Team Referral. I ran a team referral, and it was like you had to build your team, and like I got everybody bought in, and we started building, and then it just kind of fell apart one by one. And I was like, man, it was very challenging, I'm going to tell you. And it wasn't until I found something with common interest where I really started serving that we built a really strong network. So talk to me about Master Network. What's different about it? You know, how'd you become the CEO? All those things.
Yeah, so because I founded it. So
Okay.
that's
You're like, I started
to
it.
become a CEO. You just start it.
Well, where'd the idea come from?
So I had been part of networking organizations for 10 years, and I owned multiple real estate companies, and we built it all through relationships and networking. And again, it insulated us. When the crash came in 2009 or 10 in the real estate industry, I sold out my interest, and I wanted to start this networking thing because I realized that's what helped people. That's what helped me. And so just started it. And really simply, we're a relationship organization based on world-class education, and then the referrals come as a byproduct, not the other way around. We're relational, not transactional. And I think most networking organizations, again, they all have some good in them, so I'm not putting them down in any way. I just think that their focus is on the referral, and I think that's the wrong focus.
That is exactly what it is. Like, think about it. I just said it, team referral, BNI, like, and that is 100%. It's the focus is on the referral. And if you don't bring a referral, like you get like demoted, like you get like
shamed.
Yeah, they do shame you if you don't if you don't come to that meeting with a referral. And so what ends up happening is people make up referrals. They're giving you somebody's name and number that has no interest.
It's a cold lead. Yeah, it's totally cold.
Like, why would they set them up that way? So
can I give you an example right now? Just you brought it up a minute ago. So if I could connect you, this isn't business for me in any way, but if I connected you to Devon Brown, who's the MC I was talking to you about, would you still see me as a valuable person because it helps you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the miss in networking. Everyone's like, what do I get? They're always looking for them. If I go into, and I know it sounds cliche, but it is the honest truth. If I go in looking for you to help you, you inherently see me as valuable.
That's right.
And I just make these deposits all over all the time. And every once in a while, look, I mean, a lady, I've been helping her with her business. She just reached out to me like a week ago and said, hey, we're super in the profit now. We're starting to really get some momentum. I want to thank you for everything you've offered me, and I'd like to just offer you 10% ownership.
Wow.
I had zero
Didn't even ask for
intention
it.
in that whatsoever.
10%. That's crazy. Right? That's exactly. It's what I said in the very beginning. It's the, earn your ask. It's give first.
Yes.
And then you can ask, like, you earn it. You earn the right to ask later. And matter of fact, a lot of times when you ask, like, people will be, like, thrilled to help you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick example. So shout out if you're listening, Josh Ferris. I had a conversation with Josh Ferris the other day, and he called me up, was like, hey, you got 5 minutes? I was like, sure. He called me up and he's like, hey, I got all these things going on. There's this network over here. I'm trying to plug it. Like, how can I send people to you, basically? I want to send a ton of people to you. You guys are the bomb. You guys are awesome. We want to help people. I want to send a bunch of people to you. I'm like, cool. We had this long conversation, and by the end of it, I'm like, dude, I want to help you. Like, how can I help you? That's the natural response is like, how can I help you? And so yeah, it's the give first, ask later.
Yeah.
Hey, Chaz. Oh,
go ahead.
Did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
So everybody's not a networker now.
Yeah.
I used to not be. Believe it or not, I can't sell it. Nobody believes that.
Say what?
I used to be exactly opposite of where I am right now.
Yeah.
So people are fearful of getting out and meeting. How do they get out? What would you tell somebody that's not it doesn't come naturally?
Yeah, so here's what's interesting, and nobody's going to believe this either, but I am very shy. It is the honest truth, and my team will, I
can understand.
I get asked to speak. Actually why I bring them is it just makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
Honest truth, I just bring them because it makes me.
I understand.
Right?
Yeah,
nice.
Right? Remember the show Cheers? When someone would walk in, what did everyone yell?
No!
No!
I just bring my own bomb.
Yeah, there you go.
They're like, hey, it's Chaz's here, right? The reality is that you don't have to be this outgoing extrovert to network. You really don't. And here's why.
Listen.
Because as an outgoing extrovert, often, in my experience, it's been the shyer introverts that I've had better one-on-one conversations at any networking event. I would much rather go deep with 3 people there than try to connect. It's like swiping. I don't do that. I've never dated like swiping left and right. I don't know which one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
But
no.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that. Here's my card. Here's my card. Here's
That's
my card.
exactly when you
I can't
said that.
stand that.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing in it. There's no value. There's no intentional value.
What are you gonna do with that business card?
Right.
When I
Straight
just
to the trash.
File
Well,
13 is
the
what
more
they call
outgoing
it.
people,
Yeah.
the more gregarious, outgoing people are the more likely to talk about themselves, right?
I think you're right.
I think so. I think that they're not afraid. They're going to put themselves out there, and oftentimes I think they lose sight. Those types of people lose sight of the how can I help you, right? The other person of the relationship. So you mentioned you started as a CEO 2008, 2009, 2010. You know, the financial crisis.
Yeah.
Mortgage industry's bombed, right? It's tanked. What was it like? What are some of the fears, challenges, obstacles that you ran into, and how did you overcome them?
The biggest was cash flow. Starting, right? Like, so I have 5 children, and
Wow.
my youngest 2 are twins. So, by the way, this is not a great.
Twins.
This is not a great
Wow.
strategy. I love my children, but 5 children in 7 years is not a solid strategy at the time you're trying to grow a business. And but what I did know is somebody had already been where I wanted to be. And I reached out to him using the bond method, not knowing that's what it was at the time. And he gave me 3 days. He said, I'll fly out, pay me this, I'll give you 3 days. It was like literally all the money we had. And he laid out what that looked like. During that meeting, I remember getting a call from my wife, a call. And I'm like, oh my gosh, something's like I said, excuse me, I need to take this call. I go outside. And I said, what's going on? She said, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm at the grocery store and, I got 3 little kids in the cart and I'm trying to buy stuff and the card's not working. And I'm like, oh man. So I look and I'll never forget it. At the moment I look and I'm like, I have $27 in my account. Oh. Now you have to understand the context of this.
There.
I have $27. I'm talking to my wife. 10 feet on the other side of this window is this guy who's built 3 big national brands who's talking about changing the world. My mind could not compute both of those things at the same time.
Wow.
But what I knew is all I had to do was connect a relationship with him. And then I remember him saying, we're going to go sell territories for this idea you have. And I said, great. Do you know anybody that would want to buy one of these territories? And he connected to me our first 2 people that bought territories. And at that time we sold them for $10,000. And like, it was, you might as well say $1 million at that point. It changed our whole
Life-changing.
company.
Yeah.
And what most people mistake is that they're always looking for how and what to do. It's always who do I need to connect with? Always. That is always the connection.
I hit you, man. Yeah. I love that because, wow. Okay, so first of all, what was the mindset of $27? Right, talking to that guy. How did that? Like you said, you couldn't compute. Like, how did you have a conversation with that guy? How do you get on the same level? Because it's hard sometimes. Like I know with the job seekers, they go in, especially in the interview process, to get eye to eye, to bring that authority up so they can have a conversation as a level, right? How did you do that?
So over the years, here's what I know to be absolutely the truth, is people are people. I do not care what they've accomplished. In fact, the more you try to pound your chest, the less likely they are to listen to you.
That's right.
I mean, it's just, I don't need to, it's like one of my friends, he said, he's an actor, and he said, I don't need to name drop. You know who told me that? Was Robert De Niro. Like, it's this joke, like,
Yeah.
Obviously he does it better, I didn't. But the point is, like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
And listen, I was humble, vulnerable, I needed help. I just reached out and said, are you willing to help me? Here's where I could add value back to you. And he said, I can come out there, here's how much it would cost. And we worked together for 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
That's fantastic.
So you said something in there, you said vulnerable, right? Like in that meeting, I want to kind of dig in a little bit here. In that meeting, in that moment, what were some of the vulnerable things that you did or said?
Oh, I'll never forget it, because he said to me, I've worked with some of the greatest out there. And he said, first of all, he saw something in me that I couldn't see for myself. That's what we all need. We need somebody in our life to be that for us, and then we need to be that for somebody else.
Amen to that.
And then the next thing he said was, you need to get on stages and speak. And that immediately terrified me.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I mean, terrified me. And he said, you're going to take this worldwide. And I said, I don't think I can do that. And his response, which I would say to any person in here who's looking to level up, scale up, anything, the same question I would ask you is what he asked me. He said, why not you?
Yeah.
Why not you?
Why not you? Why not me?
And then sitting there and him just sitting and lingering in the silence for me to come up with a response of why it couldn't be me.
Couldn't come up with it.
I got a little nugget here, and I want to share it, and I know we're getting down to time. Number one, man, what a great testimony of all the things you've done. Vulnerability. So here's the deal. Job seekers, this is directly for you, because a lot of times, or a lot of us out there, we're pounding our chest. We're trying to be as polished as we can for the interview, for networking, whatever that may be. We want to look like we have everything together. But the more vulnerable you are, the more relatable you are.
Yeah.
Right? The more engagement in relationships you will get. So I think that, it's not about being perfect, being polished, pounding your chest on your accomplishments. It's about being real and about being vulnerable and being relatable.
100%. I would agree to that. I also think there's a balance of, when is the right time for vulnerability? When is the right time? Because it can also come off, you've seen the job seeker that comes off as desperate.
Right.
You know what I'm talking
totally,
about, right?
Yeah.
And that's a vulnerability. They are showing their wound in that moment, right? So there's like a balance of when to show that.
Yeah,
come on,
there's extremes on either side.
Totally,
yeah,
totally.
For sure.
100%. Wow, this has been a very, very deep conversation.
What advice, maybe in parting, would you give to maybe our core audience, which is job seekers?
Yeah. Yes, I've built businesses and I'm partners in many companies right now, but I also hire people. And I can just tell you that.
What?
Yes, I hire people. Bring them in all the time.
What you hiring for?
Yeah.
I smell a job. Hold on.
Yeah. We're always looking for great people, and what we hire to is our core values. That's like attitude, skill set, and I'll tell you what, everyone goes in, and most companies, this is where they make the mistake. They're hiring to skill set. I hire to attitude. I'll teach skill set. I hire to attitude. And so how people win with me is they sit and they come in and they learn about my company. I'll walk them through the office and I watch how they interact with my team. And if they're like, hey, nice to meet you. Oh, well, I see something on your desk. And I see them connecting with my staff already. Like they just jump to the top of the list. It is not about, for me, think about the mistake we make as employers. We would hire attitude over skill set. Every employer says that. But yet the whole interviews, resumes, how fast do you type, how skilled are you on this program, all that. It's like, no, hire to attitude, hire to their mindset. Yes, they need to have some minimal level skill set, of course, but hire attitude, hire people that match your values. That's what you're looking for.
Yep.
Love that.
Yep. Hire to attitude, not to skill set. Yeah, because you're perfectly right. I mean, even if they don't have the skill set, their attitude also makes them teachable, right?
100%.
Coachable.
Yes, totally.
If you hire a robot, guys, there's no scalability. Come on, you're going to ask them to do something they're not programmed for? We don't want to hire those kind of people.
Yes.
All right, so real quick, you've got something that you want to give out to the audience. It's an audio book. Tell us about your audio book, and then how are they going to get this audio book?
Yeah, so I've written 2 books. One is 5+1, The Entrepreneur's Formula for Success. So if somebody's thinking about maybe leaving their profession, they want to start their own business, it's like bestseller for 5 years. This will give the audio book. And then this is a mindset book, Now Make Good, which is a mantra I've been living by since I was about 20 years old, which is if you sign up, you say you're going to do something, you show up and you do it. And that's the Now Make Good attitude, which we talk about in our business and our team. And so just DM me on Instagram, Chaz Wilson CEO. Hit me on Instagram, and my team's already ready right now to send the link to you to get the audiobooks.
Boom.
See that?
There you go.
He's switching the game up. LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Y'all need to go to Instagram real quick. Hook up over there.
Yeah. Hope, Holly, Uni, can you Instagram for me?
Yeah. Let's get some audiobooks. Chaz, this has been awesome, man. I really appreciate you. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Pull up your books again. Hold them up. Hold up them books. All right, and everybody on LinkedIn and all over social media, I want you to take a screenshot right now, and I want you to post that all over social media, and I want you to tag him and blow him up and let him know how much you appreciate him coming on this show. So, guys, we got to go to a real quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, come work for the most innovative company in the world, 10X Incubator. We're launching 10,000, listen to me, 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. If you're a coder, what?
We got
programmer,
coders, we got graphic designers, we got copywriters, digital marketers, biz dev.
you name it.
You
If
got
you
skill.
like tech, love tech,
hungry.
want to be in tech, okay? We don't actually require that you get the jab here either. Just so you know, like if you want it, good. If you don't want it, no problem. We are hiring. We want you. If you're good at your job, if you're disciplined, if you want to be paid well, if you want to be taken care of, if you want to be in a 10X environment, click the link below. Give us your resume and a short video, 30-second video. Just tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. We want you. We want you.
Let's go.
We want you.
Hey, Trevor Houston here from the Who You Know Job Networking Show. And if you're currently out of work and maybe feeling a little past your prime and employers aren't necessarily knocking your door down to hire you, I want to tell you about a free training we have called the Career Transition Summit, where it's going to do 3 things. These 3 secret things are going to help you get back to your cash flow. So number 1, it's going to help you to rehumanize the experience of finding a job. It's been dehumanized. We need to put that human element back in. And number 2, we have this special formula that helps you to get noticed and stand out from your competition. And number 3, we have the formula and the systems to help you to get back to work by saying what you need to say in the interview process so you can close the deal and get your bank account full again. And the best news is it's absolutely free. So if that's you and you're feeling like you're a little past your prime, and we know you're not, and you really want to look as good on the outside as you are on the inside, click the link now to gain special access to this free training we have called the Career Transition Summit. It's going to get you back to your cash flow. It's going to help you to get noticed and really get you feeling good about yourself. So click the link now to get started.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
What? Who you know?
who you know can make all the difference in your job search. Guys, let me tell you who I know. I know this guy named Phillips, and he's a senior organizational development and HR executive, often regarded as a strategic, transformative, people-first leader who focuses on delivering real business results while building highly collaborative working relationships across an organization. Everybody,
them big words.
welcome, Phillips.
All right, DeMar.
All right, DeMar. We had him before.
I know. So, okay, that's what I really just love is DeMar. Again, first and foremost, I want to tell you thank you. You've been with us from like the jump of the Who You Know show. Like, again, we've been doing this for 4 years, 301 episodes today, right? And you've been with us from the very beginning. You've been supportive. You've sponsored events. You gave out the Claris glass boards so the job seekers to get noticed with the bomb video strategy and all that, right? Like, you've just given so much. And so when you reached out, again, it's the give first, ask, right? Like, you've given so much. I was like, you're always going to get a yes from me. So I want you to know that. Anything you need, anytime, you got it.
I want to show you. So I don't know if you can see that, DeMar, but you see my bomb videos here. Look at that. I'm still using my Claris board.
Well, good.
I got it.
Claris is it's an amazing company. So
It is, isn't
by
it?
all means, continue to use those glass boards, and that's their intended purpose.
Yeah.
Congratulations. This is a new set. My first time being back since COVID, actually. But you know, I think you guys put faith, family, friends to a new meaning and new height. I feel like I'm part of the family when I come here.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
should
Oh,
feel
you
that
are
way.
family,
Yeah, you are family.
And you're also the best dressed guy in the room. Like I had to. I knew you were coming, and I knew you were going to have the pocket square and everything looking fly, so I had to wear a jacket.
I dressed down a little bit. I kept the tie off.
Yeah. I walked in and I saw Trevor in his jacket. And I'm like, what's going on here? That's DeMar's here.
Right. Well,
And of course, I'm
flattered.
representing.
I'm flattered.
Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about your journey from Claris, right? Because one of the things that you mentioned when you messaged me was that you're not there anymore.
Correct.
But you mentioned you have some insights into what they are looking for. And so immediately when you said that, I'm like, he's still giving. Like, even as he's coming, he's like, I'm not there anymore, but I have insights to what they're looking for.
You know, I work with an amazing group of people, and I think my team, I still say my team, even though I'm not there, my team are still looking for people to fill some critical roles that we have. You know, manufacturing has gone through the same thing as everyone else with the Great Resignation. There are people that are needed to be able to produce the glass board products and get them out. There's also leaders that are needed to be able to execute the goals of the company, to be able to move forward. And so transition is just a rebirth, and I get to define my next role, so to speak, and find an organization that I want to spend a great deal of time with. And I think, you know, everyone can be afraid at times of what's next and what that looks like. But you have to tackle these things with fearless abandon and set your mind to it. The next organization will be just as great as the previous ones that I've been at, and that's the expectation that I have and hold, and so that's what I'm looking forward to.
It'll be even better.
So guys, if you are interested, look at Clarus's website, CLARUS. Look at their website for the positions that they're hiring for. Let me tell you what I remember, because when you were on our show, you had, I think it was Meg Rose, maybe.
It was.
It was Meg Rose, and you had her out to interview, and I remember it distinctly because she came back and she was talking about it, and you had a whiteboard or a glass board out with her name on it. Welcome, Meg Rose, for the interview.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, glass is truly an amazing just product. But we did. We welcomed her, gave her the tour. Meg Rose is as you guys know, is just a ball of energy.
Yeah. And dynamic, and oh my goodness.
Just extremely. So she's reached out a few times after that, and you know, I wish her all the best. But definitely, I think the organization, the heart of the organization is its people. And that's what I believe is the heart of all organizations is truly the people.
Well, you know
that
what?
you work with. Right?
That stuck out to me as just a testimony to what type of company Clarus was. So again,
it was.
I feel like that was. I feel like that was more DeMar. He probably had a little bit of hand in that. I think probably his physical hand was involved in that. But I would like to know, DeMar, what's next? Like, what's coming for you? Because I know you're doing some consulting work now, right?
I am. So, yes, I had started in 2011, 2012 timeframe, started my own consulting business, not to be compared to what Chaz has done. But, one of the things that's critically important to me is the mentoring and development and trying to help others, right? And so resume writing, interview preparation skills, dress for success, so to speak, not that I'm completely that way today. But
you fly. You
got some swag.
You fly.
I think helping others along their journey, we are all here for a purpose, and I think times with companies, times with people, seasons change, and that's how I look at it. There's a season of life, and my faith has always informed my decisions, and so I try to help as many people as I can.
Dang smart.
As part of this process and this journey, and so. If I can be of service, there's several people that reach out to me through LinkedIn that I'm able to, quietly mentor and help give advice on certain things. And so I continue to do that. So that's part of that business piece. Yes, I've had several interviews. It's funny, you talk about networking, and the moment that people were aware that I was no longer at Clarus, the emails and, hey, what can I do? I want to take your resume. Can you send it to me? Are you looking now? Are you taking some time off? What are you doing? And I think it just goes back to the relationships that you build. Some of these have been vendors that have worked with me. Some of them have been people that even interviewed or people that have even left the company that I had to let go of, right? In certain capacities. But how you let people go is indicative of the culture. And I think in the position that I've been in, I've been able to allow if I have to terminate you, it can be done with dignity and with respect. It doesn't have to be acrimonious.
Not like that one company we heard recently. They had everybody on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And let 5,000 people go on a Zoom. Like, sorry, y'all aren't gonna be here anymore. It's,
right. That's
right
just
before
cold.
Christmas.
That's cold. It's heartless. It's not representative. And you can give someone an amazing package, but that still doesn't mean that that person is not worried about a family and people that depend on them to be able to feed their folks. And so, you try to do everything with respect, and that's the principle that I live by.
Hey, DeMar, I'm a recruiter. I'm I'm not going to tell y'all how long I've been recruiting. Okay. But I'm thinking, where does he fit in? So with your skill set, what should folks here are the best values, the best places to connect, the places that you get a smile on your face because I get a chance to do this?
Right.
What
You know, well, for me personally, and just in general, right? I'm a people person through and through.
You are.
I think my whole career, I started out with an undergrad in accounting, and very quickly figured out I kind of need to be around people, and that's just kind of not my forte. And so
More people, less beans.
Right. I need that interaction. I am that extrovert that you guys were talking about a few moments ago. I am that person that goes around and seek out different folks in the room, not to talk about myself, but you know, if you've ever taken the culture index, I'm a high B, which is social aspect. I'm a 10 out of 10. Which means I love that interaction. I drive my energy from people. And so, you know, when COVID hit, I was in a manufacturing plant, which was great for me. I didn't go home. I didn't sit behind, you know, my four doors. I was out there in the plant with the employees because they needed that level of leadership and that level of interaction on a day in, day out basis, just to say thank you, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you being part of this company, right? And so that is the type of role that
that's
I
what retains,
love, and that's what retains people, is to fully engage them all aspects of who they are in that type of a role. And so
I love that you're saying all this. So like a remote position probably is not going to cut it for you.
No, I'd have to fly in too regularly, and you wouldn't foot that bill.
Yeah.
You big companies out there that need people to work with your employees, we call it employee relations, right? That kind of leadership exists in DeMar. So did you hear?
Hey, I'm curious, real quick. That job opportunity that you had earlier,
Van's Kitchen.
Will you pull that out again?
Sure.
Pull it out again real quick, because I heard some things in there, but I don't know if it's a good fit. You're the recruiter, right? So, but you were saying it's a what is this? A senior level?
It is
executive level. HR
it is a
position,
director level position, and it's got a decent pay scale to it, but it's got a bonus.
No.
Wait a minute. What's the percentage of that bonus? 25% bonus.
Okay.
It's a leader. It's kitchen, but it's a neat story.
Right.
And you can go to Van's Kitchen and read about their story. It's a real deal. About their story on their website, and I like that. Some websites are corporate, and some websites tell what's really happening.
So anyway,
there you go.
I don't know if it's a fit or not, but hey, if it is, there you go.
Well, and that's
what I'm talking about.
That's what I was going to ask. So, for what's next for DeMar, is it corporate route, or is it maybe more entrepreneurial?
Gotta determine that.
Right. I think, you know, again, my steps are numbered, right, and ordered. I think I pray over anything that I submit for. And, you know, if it works out, it works out.
Did you just say you pray for everything you submit?
Yeah, come on, Trevor.
Man, come on. Yeah, let's get one of them out there, yeah.
Okay.
So like before you go like this on the computer, you're like,
well, and God, you know,
I love it.
Not
what
just,
shows up in your life,
This is your beliefs, right? And I think everything is ordered. I think the other thing is,
yes, sir.
You know, I'm not going to be a lot, you know, you could submit for a whole lot of stuff. The only thing that's for me is what's going to come back to me, right? And so some of the best things are unanswered prayers.
Oh,
right?
That's true.
And a couple of years ago,
the ones that got away?
First opportunity.
The ones that got away.
Or the ones that you look back on and say, wow.
There's a reason they got away,
You know, there's every job looks great when you're unemployed, right, looking for a role.
Yeah.
I think, but then once you get down to it and start really interacting, you know, read those Glassdoor evaluations that are done. There has to be reasons why people are so passionate to either write something extremely positive or extremely negative. I've been on both sides of those things where I've had to go out and rebut some of that information. But as you start looking at it, you know, I need to slow myself down, and I think that's what God is doing.
There you go.
Is sometimes some of those decisions that you make for yourself aren't the best decisions, and you need to be patient and sit for a moment. And I've been extremely blessed with, you know, leaving Claire, so I don't have to work for a number of months. So that gives me time to be able to
peruse,
to sit back and align my values with the corporate values.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you'll agree with this. I think I'm cutting you off, I think.
Oh, you're fine.
But guys, be prayerful, but at the same time, network, Didn't Chaz just tell you guys that? And some ways to do that? And find out if that opportunity is a good one for you. Does it interest you? Are they interested in you? Don't just take a job, because honestly, in this market, with all the connections that we have, all the technology, all of that stuff, the right job will find you eventually, and you've taken this job, and then you're just going to leave them?
Well, I think that's a lot of what's happening right now. Like, you know, me and Chaz were talking before the break and everything about the Great Resignation and what's happening. And people were forced to reflect. They were forced to, right? And they had the time while they were at home to say, well, dang, I wasn't happy, and have this time. So now, like, now you're taking some time to reflect and see, okay, what really, where do I fit?
Right, and I've had you know, different opportunities. There's philanthropic work that I want to get back to doing. You know, I think leaders that have been in my spot at the top of the organization during COVID, we didn't have time to reflect. I worked, you know, 2.5 years under COVID, or 2 years under COVID, and didn't have time to reflect on myself. I was worried about the 150 people that was in my charge. And you know, my family is like, well, Dad, can we do a vacation? Can we do? Let me think about this. I have so many other responsibilities, and I think now it's like, okay, well, you, DeMar, need to take some time. You need to manage some of your personal affairs that you need to get right, and I'm gonna give you this time, because you're not gonna be able to focus on anything other than yourself.
That's right.
And I think sometimes when you're in the midst of these things, you don't always get to do that. I was blessed for the period of time I was there. I'm glad I was in the position to be able to put in safety mechanisms to protect our folks. We lost one employee during that time to COVID, and it was earth-shattering. But the other ones that we saved, you know, that was a blessing. And so I think reflection time, being able to take a step back and align truly your values with the organization, and to be able to put a part of you there. Those employees will work for me in a heartbeat again.
Well, that's what I know about you, right? Like you said, when people found out that things had changed for you, people were coming out of the woodworks,
right, and
to
people
come help you, right?
Like, had never. I mean, I had a couple meetings with some, and I won't mention their names, but I received an email out of the blue. It's like, hey, DeMar, I have a tremendous network in Dallas, networking again. Send me your resume, and I'll get it to people that are looking for quality.
But this is a perfect example of why we tell the job seekers, you need to be networking, you need to be connecting and building relationships while you're working. Don't wait till it's too late.
That's right.
When you're out of work, it's too late.
Right.
Okay? Right now, you have a whole network that is ready to, like you asked, I said yes.
Right.
Hands down. DeMar, come on, let's go.
Yep.
Right? Like, and you've got people reaching out to you saying, what can I do? How can I serve you? How can we connect you? How can we do that? It's because of all the value and all the you have given already. You've done the work already.
The service he provided them,
Yeah. So you gave first and then ask, right? I love that. So
I know people are waiting for this because you are an expert, right? You are a subject matter expert for sure. How do you make yourself more appealing, more attractive, right, to employers or potential employers across multiple industries, right? Like, how do you what's sticking out to you from folks that you have interviewed, and how would somebody stick out to you?
Right. So I think, you know, one, making sure that your resume is concise, to the point, but that has action-oriented words that appeal to the position, the role that you're going for, right? So speak to the position, speak to the role. I think just on a personal level, it can't always be about me, right? So it can't always be about you, even though it's about you. You know, the team aspect. People want people that are coachable, as you mentioned before, someone that can upskill and go to the next level, promotable, someone that has the mobility within what they're doing, and not afraid to change. You know, you can't be afraid to change. try something different. And sometimes a lateral position or a lateral move is not the worst thing that could happen to your career.
You know, that's
Be
true.
willing to get more depth or breadth of knowledge by accepting a different role that can get you to your end result. But you also have to know what it is that you're looking for. So if you're looking for just anything, a shot in the dark is going to land somewhere, right? But you really have to know what it is that you're looking for and be grounded and rooted in that, and don't sway from that.
Yeah.
Paul Haggerty says, look, did you see it?
I saw that. I was going to say
Reflection
that.
determines direction.
Good.
Ooh,
Yep.
I like the Paul Haggerty, my
Paul
man.
Haggerty.
There you go.
Paul's at the
Hold
top
on,
of the heap.
I missed.
Paul's at the top of the mountain anyway.
I think, Chaz is still, I need some more help, guys. Give me some more mic drops.
Oh, man, you're unloading the bowl, man.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
one more
Oh, yeah.
for you. Actually,
This is good for my ears to hear.
We're getting
today.
close on time.
Good.
We're getting close on time. So, yeah, what are some parting thoughts that you want to leave with the job seekers that you think, right now, given everything that's going on, the Great Resignation, any parting thoughts that you want to give to them?
Yeah, be confident in your skill set and your abilities, right? I think, the Great Resignation, as it's called, people are just looking for different opportunities, and you'll find an organization that values you, right? So be prepared for that. Change is not always easy, but it could be the best thing that ever happened to you. And if an organization doesn't value you as an individual, as a person, and your unique skill set, then that organization isn't for you.
That's
it's time
not the
for
one.
you to move on.
He had
and
like
to find-
five.
Yeah.
You know what I love about
not the one.
DeMar is everything that he says out of his mouth is a mic drop. There's like 5 mic drops in this in this
like
paragraph.
2 sentences, yeah.
Yeah, like
So you guys remember E.F. Hutton?
Funny.
When E.F. Hutton speaks,
Yep.
listen.
Yep.
He's got. There's so much gold in what you just said. I love
appreciate
that. All right, so what we were gonna do is give a couple of things out to the audience too. Like he comes and he's like, I'm gonna give too. So let's do this. You wanted to give a free resume consulting or job interview preparation, I guess.
Yeah, whatever they need.
Whatever they
it
need,
is
right?
And whatever they need.
So what's a good question we can ask the audience? Actually, here's a simple question. What was it that he gave to the job seekers at the events? He used to bring them, and it was a specific tool. So tell us in the chat. He used to give them out.
Right.
Mark actually said he used it. I've used it. Tell us in the chat. And while we're waiting on that, I'm going to give some shout outs. We got John in the house, Chris Robertson, good to see you. Joel Fry, Cameron Toth, shout out to you. Kathy Swanson, good to see you. Love it. And then, so we're going to do a resume consulting, job interview preparation, and then there was something else that you said earlier.
Yeah, so I did not do the VIP upgrade for being here, but I wanted to provide one for someone that's looking to do the upgrade now, and then once I am at a new company, I'll also do one at that time as well.
So I want to tell y'all, like, when he told me this, it just blows my mind. So you are VIP, okay? I gotta let you know.
Yeah, that's like.
No, he is. I told him, like, yeah. So we have some packages that are like upgrade packages for guests that come on, and I'm like, dude, you're totally VIP, like all the way. And so I'm gonna give you all of those packages. I want you to know that your family, like, it's all you. So, but I thought that was so cool. He's like, I want to give it to an audience member.
Yeah, like give it to someone else, pay it forward, right? And hopefully that helps. I think, being in this seat, being in Chaz's seat, we've been empowered and blessed in our careers to be able to do that. And I think, somebody may not be as well connected as we are or have the ability to afford something such as generous as that. And so paying it forward. And I think there's blessings that come from that, and a gift from my heart, and so hopefully it'll help someone else along their journey.
I just love it. Like, this is why. This is the guy right here.
I've got an answer here.
You got an answer?
Yep,
Who
I
do
got
you
an
got?
answer
What's
here.
the first answer you got?
So the first one actually on both screens here, phone and computer, is Joelle Fry.
Joelle Fry.
And she said the glass board, the Claris glass board. There you go.
Hey, Joelle, real quickly, can you tell me in the chat where you live? Please tell me right now where you live, and congrats to you. gonna hook you up with the. You're gonna get the free resume consulting, job interview preparation, and hey, we'd love to have you on the show as
Absolutely.
well.
Thanks for all these years you've been supporting us. You know,
Oh, yeah,
from the
yeah.
very beginning.
And and DeMar's hooking it up. He's paying it forward. So hey,
right.
It's all about who you know.
It's all about who you know.
Guys, that's the show.
That is the
It
show.
is all
Hey,
about.
wait, hold on. Actually, before we go there, before we wrap, take a screenshot right now. I want y'all to take a screenshot of DeMar Phillips in the house. I want you to blow him up on social media. I want you to tag him and tell him why.
That's too funny.
We just value him so much coming on the show.
And I want to close the show with a dedication for the show to someone that we lost in our profession, Brad Wright. So he was lost to the vid. And I just attended his funeral on Friday. What just a magnificent impact he had in a lot of people's lives. So I want to dedicate the show to Brad Wright.
Condolences.
So.
All right, well, that's the show.
It is all about who ya know.
Trevor Houston here, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Who You Know Job Networking Show. We hope you've been inspired, encouraged, educated, and entertained all at the same time. For information on our different events, workshops, partners, or partnership opportunities available, check out whoyouknow.show for more details. And be on the lookout for our new mobile app. You never know how this show could help someone you know? And if we've made an impact or put a smile on your face today, don't forget to hit that share button on your way out. Until next week, it's all about who you know. Bye.
Oh. Faith without works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead. I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head. I'm gonna make them manifest, and I'm dressed for success.